Like,
All right, we're here with Beth and Patrick. This is one of the first installs Permanent Yield did about 3 years ago.
yep.
Taken off pretty well. So we're gonna do a little tour. We're gonna get the why behind the project, and we'll see what's happening. So, yeah, how about you guys just tell me a little bit about why you chose to put a food forest in your backyard?
Let's see. How far back do I go with that? I first heard about food forests a little over 10 years ago. That was the first time I heard the term. And I think I was on a quest of inquiry around how we can create some sovereignty and independence on the bigger systems that are essentially failing us. Just around health. I mean, if you're focused on health and how to take care of yourself, you end down some rabbit holes, and food is one of those that it's kind of disturbing. And you realize, at least I did, that you got to get as local as possible. You know, whether you're buying from a CSA, from a local farmer who knows what they're doing, or growing it yourself. Yeah, I think those are probably the two best options. And then obviously beyond that, you can buy organic from the grocery store, and but even then, they're still spraying it with stuff that you and I don't really want to consume. So I think having a piece of property, even if it's just your balcony, and growing whatever is I think it's an important thing to embark upon, but it's beyond the food. I mean, I think you might enter it thinking it's the food, but it becomes much more than that. So that was kind of the initial seeds that were planted for me. And then in more recent years, I guess 5 years ago, we had bought a property that we were planning on doing this, and it didn't really work out. So we sold that property and decided to do one here in the backyard, here in Mount Pleasant. And I'm really glad we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I'm surprised actually how easy it's been to do. The infrastructure had to go in, and you guys did work really hard on that, but continuing on every single year, it's so easy. The kids will come out, they plant the garden, and it grows. And so every year we get this beautiful crop of food, and we get to come out and harvest it before dinner. And yeah, it's just easy and fun. It brings us all together. And there's like a really nice, beautiful, relaxing feeling every time you walk outside.
Yeah, that's great. Tell me a little bit more about the kids' experience in the garden. I know they've been out here, they planted the vegetable garden. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, they love it, and they're naturally drawn to being outside. They're naturally drawn to everything about the garden. They bring their friends out, they give their friends tours, they pick cucumbers and tomatoes and bring them in, and they can come and eat little bites of food. But they're actually really proud of it because they do it themselves. And so everyone who comes over, they get to show them the garden that they planted. And like I said, I think it just brings us all together. It brings them outside. It causes us to spend time outside and together. And they absolutely love it. They're completely into it. And then every time we get a new plant, they're like as excited for that new plant as they would be a present underneath the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Like, oh, plant! Another plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and having that diversity between the annual garden and the permaculture component, it's a nice blend, because the fruit trees, we're on year 2 and 3 for depending on the plant. It's taken some time, and we didn't expect it to really fruit prior to 5 years, So the annual garden keeps us, the excitement. Twice a year we have 2 growing seasons here in Charleston, so it's fun.
Yeah, so they get that immediate gratification of the garden.
Yeah, the vegetable beds are nice because they fill that void when the fruit trees are kind of growing. You go into year 1 and 2, it's kind of a little slow, and then year 3, 4, 5, you start to get your real harvest, which we'll see shortly on this
Yeah.
fruit tree.
Yeah, and we can walk through the annual garden here while we're talking.
Yeah, so So right now where are we? We're in the vegetable bed, the annual
Yes.
vegetables.
Yep. Hmm.
We got the trellis here for the tomatoes. We got some cucumber going,
Hmm.
sweet potatoes.
I think there's some onions in here too.
Yeah,
And
we have the
basil.
Egyptian walking onions in here.
And this year we mixed it with a bunch of just flowers that made it really pretty too.
Yeah, it's nice to mix in those annual flowers, get some color.
A couple different kinds of basil over here.
We kind of subscribe to the chaos gardening control chaos.
Throw the seeds out and see what
I'm walking
happens.
through a jungle in here. It's
Yeah.
nice. We got the passion flower going over the trellis. Bring in some Gulf fritillary butterflies.
And
Yeah.
then this is banana, right? And then are these squash?
Yeah, we got the squash.
Oh,
types
is
of
this, I see
banana.
an eggplant. I
Nice.
forgot we did this.
Yeah, so just filling in all that empty space with some vegetables,
What are
flowers.
these berries? Are these the?
This is the-
That's the aronia or the chokeberry.
Oh,
So that'll get a red berry, pretty tart, but very high in nutrients.
nice.
And then eventually we'll have the honeysuckle growing on those cables to cover up that wall.
Mm-hmm. And the fig tree was this big when we planted it. Now it's
Yeah, that thing's probably 10 feet now.
yeah, that grew really fast.
It's been a real nice view for, got our sauna here in the garden, so just look out over the annual garden, and just every week it's a different view, and it's exciting, it's fun, and the plants, you start to build that rapport and relationship with the plants, and watching them through their whole life cycle from seed or plant start to seed, and
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. In these vegetable beds, we've kind of let some things go from last year that have gone to seed. So we got the Egyptian spinach coming back, tomatoes from last year, cherry tomatoes. What else do we have? We had some papaya last year
Yeah,
that got about 6-7 feet. Put
Yeah.
off a couple papayas.
yeah. You want to walk over and see some of the mint and
Yeah, let's
these
walk
beds
around
over
to all
here?
the
Okay.
tree guilds.
Patrick, you know this one better than I do.
So what is y'all's favorite spot in the food forest? When you come out here, what are you most attracted to?
I always go to the mint, but I mean, this is the area where we have the trellises and the tomato plants are growing. That's my favorite.
that's a good question. I think often I end up sitting in the fire pit
Yeah.
to read and drink a coffee if I'm doing it here at the house, depending on how hot it is here. But I'll come out and do like my morning stretches in the garden every day, or most days. Try to get that natural light, that natural sunlight first thing in the morning. And I like to stand on these flagstones that we have, because Ben, you're proficient and trained in biogeometry, which I think is super cool and maybe beyond the scope of this video, but the orientation of every stone has been laid in a perfect fashion to emit what's called BG3, which is like universal source energy. So you can actually feel that energy being expressed in the flagstones themselves. So those applications have been designed throughout the food forest in different ways, through color, ratio, shape, orientation. And so I think I end up in the annual garden specifically for some of that, while I'm watching the natural sunlight come up in the morning, and doing my stretches and opening up, so I feel that, get that natural energy going before I do my coffee.
Yeah, there was a lot of intentional design behind that fire pit area. each of those individual flagstones were oriented in a specific way using the center of rotation principle of biogeometry. So each one is emitting a beneficial energy as you walk on it, sit in the space. So it's a really good spot to just relax and heal. You've got the morning sunlight, get that right sun exposure.
Yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I just kind of walk the whole thing over from our kiwi pergola. I'll just check out the what's going on with each plant. Just kind of look at them and pay attention to them. And right now we've got just a handful of kiwis coming in. We had a different species of kiwi the first year, and they didn't take. And so we changed the species, and these seem to be doing really well. So this is only year 2 for the kiwi, but
Cool if you get under here too, it looks kind of up.
yeah, you can see just a couple kiwi coming in.
One there.
Yeah, there's a couple there. There's a few here. So we're getting just a handful this year, and then I'm told from Ben here that we should get maybe roughly 500 a year or so, potentially.
Yeah, once we get to like year 3, 4, this whole canopy should be covered. And we should get some good fruit set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I definitely got a food dehydrator in preparation for that.
Yeah, this is a really nice entrance.
Yeah. So this is the
So when
entry.
you first walk in, this is the entry. The kiwi.
Yeah, and we got the vetiver grasses right here, which we can make essential oils with. We've got those throughout between the pineapple guava over here too. So these pineapple guava are an evergreen, locally thriving species, and we'll get little, small little pineapples. They're not the typical pineapples. And then we've got our wild strawberries below. And everything I'm telling you here was all taught to me by Ben. So I'll do my best not to butcher it up.
Yeah, the pineapple guava is nice because it's evergreen. It makes a nice hedge. Edible flowers, edible fruits.
And those flowers are delicious. We were munching on them this spring,
Mm-hmm.
and they're beautiful. The flowers are beautiful. So I'll just kind of walk through it, and you asked like what's my favorite spot.
What's this right here?
So that's a mulberry.
Oh, this is mulberry.
That one was just
Wow.
planted last fall, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna
So-
be tall.
Yeah, so we'll top that off so it gets bushier.
Okay.
But the cool thing about a mulberry is that the leaves are edible and the
Oh.
fruit's edible.
Yeah, and this one was planted maybe the season before that one.
Probably about 2 years.
Yeah, and it took off. We got quite a few mulberries.
This is at 1 year. This is at 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bunch of mulberries this year in the spring.
Yeah, I love mulberries. They're so bountiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like a blackberry on a tree.
Yep. It's like a blackberry.
And we got our mountain mint here that's thriving and spreading pretty good, which is both good and bad. It's a massive pollinator. You can see all the native bees loving it.
What's the tree? Is this
That is a grapefruit.
yeah. Okay.
that we
I
put
got
in
that
last
one.
year.
Yeah.
We just put some new guys in down here. So we just clear this out, but
Yeah, some front border flowers.
yeah.
And then all the trees, we applied the biodynamic tree paste last fall. So that helps with nutrition while the tree's dormant. It can help protect from fungal disease. Bay tree. And we got the
Is this
plum.
lemon balm here?
Lemon balm we have over here on this side. That's a lamb's ear.
The
Okay.
lamb's ear.
That's
yeah,
similar.
A good chop and drop to use to